Really, I would boil it down to three things. Number one, not being heard by the front office on personnel decisions. Number two, the way many veterans in Green Bay have been shown the door recent years. And number three, a lack of a commitment from the team towards Rodgers. Well, Dale, the Packers have made it this far despite the fact that the man that most would have called their best edge rusher before the season, Zadarius Smith, has played just 18 snaps the entire year, all of them coming in week one. The Packers basically ran it back from last year. Meanwhile, the Lions have a new quarterback, Jared Goff in, Matthew Stafford out. Matt, thanks for your time. First of all, what's all gone into putting this event together? Because I know it's a lot. So how long has playing college football in Montana been on Lamer's mind? We'll open the door to his childhood room, and you might as well be a Grizzly by the time you walk in. That was A.J. Dillon's breakout game. He had 2 rushing touchdowns and over 100 yards on the ground, and he can play a big role tonight because does anyone really want to tackle A.J. Dillon in 5-degree weather? I don't think so. Whether they knew him for 4 decades or crossed paths with him for 5 minutes, this is why it was important for many of them to be here tonight. Now, both Seacosh and head coach Jack Brooks told me the job is not done. 1 down, 1 to go. Obviously, a lot of work has been done since then, and we'll get some more answers starting tonight. But what do you think you like about this team? Well, Dale, that clean bill of health includes a return to practice in a limited fashion for All-Pro left tackle David Bakhtiari after he sat out yesterday due to load management. For the 2021 Colby Hornets, good things come in 3, specifically a group of triplets at the heart of everything they do. First up, blindside blocker on the offensive line, Derek Jeske. Born 30 seconds after Derek is Andrew Jeske, the Marywood Conference Lineman of the Year. And last but not least, 90 seconds later, Brent Jeske, the quarterback and Marywood Conference Backer of the Year. Dreams that started when they were 6 years old becoming reality. I've talked more about a pinky toe in the last 3 weeks than I ever thought I would in 3 years on this job. Well, it's the reigning MVP's broken pinky toe. We make exceptions around here. It's been a dream start to the season for the Central Wisconsin Storm, the perennial powerhouse, a perfect lucky 7-0 entering Tuesday, and all the way up to number 2 in the state. Hate to break to you, Wisconsin fans, Johnny Davis is no longer an in-state secret after one of the greatest performances in program history. Obviously, we've talked a lot about the Packers' offensive line and how well they've done, but if they don't have to face that guy, their lives are going to be much easier on Saturday. And if Minnesota wants any chance to win, let me recommend one thing. My very unscientific data shows that when opposing players do this, the belt, to mock Aaron Rodgers, their team loses 100% of the time. Between 2 teams that came in a combined 21-0 this season, Newman has overcome the loss of star running back Thomas Bates to get here, while Gilman has just been a flat-out buzzsaw, averaging more than 50 points a game. Matt LaFleur did add today that he was confident that all protocols were followed inside the building. That might be true at meetings or whatnot. Aaron Rodgers has been giving in-person press conferences unmasked since he came back to Green Bay, and that is not following those protocols. That we could say with certainty. The Packers have scored 70 points in the last 2 weeks, the most in any 2-game stretch this season. But there's still one area on offense that leaves plenty to be desired, the gold zone. But they're one of the rare championship contending teams that looks like they're going to be healthier going into the playoffs than they were for most of the regular season. It's pretty incredible.
It's all about leaving a legacy.
Already a 5-time individual state champion in the wheelchair division, Noah Eckelberg has done exactly that.
Honestly, it was something, looking back when I was younger, I didn't think it was ever possible.
It was not an easy journey for him to get here. Noah was born with spina bifida, which affects the formation of the spinal cord.
When I was growing up, it was a lot of just watching my friends and cheering them on.
Now, they all cheer for him.
Up until I got into high school and I started doing sports, I didn't have that same confidence of where I was, or that I thought I was just as good as everybody else, and that's why I think I worked so hard once I got into sports, was to prove that not only to myself but to everybody else that I was just the same.
On the bell lap of his high school career, Noah has a chance to fulfill a once unfathomable dream of winning all 4 events he'll take part in at state.
I'm going for it all this time. I want to clean sweep everything and hopefully walk out of there with not only the individual medals and the records, but hopefully with a team championship, just to leave my mark on my school and the wheelchair division down in La Crosse.
Once a hidden shadow, now in the spotlight. Noah knows his accomplishments are bigger than any gold medal or state record.
I remember just being a young kid and looking for those role models, showing me that I could do these things, and so if I can be that person that shows a younger kid with a disability that, hey, this is out there for you and you should look at it, it's something that I want to be able to do.
About 1,500 children every year are born with spina bifida in the United States, and Noah hopes they hear this.
Don't let it stop you. It's not always the easiest thing to find things to do, and you're going to end up doing things differently, but if you're willing to work with that and just find the ways to do it, you can do these things, and the results, if you work hard enough for them, will be something that you could never dream of.
I've noticed that there's not very many numbers on the banner.
It's been a long, long journey.
The last time the Athens Blue Jays won a conference championship in boys basketball, Lambeau Field did not exist. The Braves were still in Milwaukee, and now 89-year-old Robert Peter was a key part of the team.
We had a good team, played well together, won the conference.
But after that, a 7-decade drought endured until this year's team broke down the dam. And Peter has a special connection to a certain modern-day Blue Jay.
It's so special, and realizing that the last person to win it was my grandpa, that just even makes it more special.
Even better, conference championships don't skip a generation in this lineage, because Kobe's father and Peter's son-in-law, Aaron, is Athens' co-head coach.
It's special, and I think in the years to come it'll be more special looking back at it.
But for the celebration to feel right, Coach Ellenbecker wanted to connect the current champs with whoever he could find from the 1950 team.
I just made a phone call to the school secretary, Lori Heyer, and said, hey, can you look who all was on the team?
That led to this. After Athens' regular season home finale against Phillips, two Livy alum from 70 years ago, Peter and Eugene Wise, celebrated a new group of Blue Jays joining the conference championship club. Peter and Wise are still friends to this day, but the moment everyone had eyes on was between grandpa and grandson.
Kobe's our grandson, and we appreciate his playing. Did well.
All I could do was smile. It was pretty cool.
And it's just awesome to see my grandpa and then my dad and now me. It's amazing.
3 generations and now 3 conference champions. Although I did have to ask one more question to put into perspective how long the wait was in between.
If I told you that the Athens Blue Jays would not win another conference title until 2090, what would you say?
I would not believe it.
I sure hope it doesn't go that long.
A Colby coronation. The Hornets race out to an early 20-0 lead and leave little doubt about who the best team in Division VI was this year. They bring home their first gold ball in a decade, their 4th in program history, with a commanding 22-7 win over 3-time defending state champs, St. Mary Springs.
It doesn't even seem real. I mean, I can't explain it, but
it's like we're dreaming right now.
Yeah, it is. It's like a dream. It's a dream come true.
Just so many emotions right now. I think part of them are just happy for all these people and that have supported us for all this year and for years and years and years, the Colby football program.
It's only fitting the Hornets leader all season was the star of the show. Brent Jeske scored all 3 Colby touchdowns, 2 on the ground, the other on a dazzling scoop and score.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. He is, I've been here 31 years in Colby and he's one of the best players that I've ever seen come through Colby in a long time.
One of the other Jeske triplets delivered the dagger. Andrew Jeske's safety with under 5 minutes left was the moment when Colby could taste a championship.
Yeah, that felt like, to me, for the game, the nail in the coffin. I was so excited. You could probably see it on the cameras. But, yeah, it was just an emotional moment for me.
It was the capper on a smothering afternoon for the Hornets defense.
I know our coaches put in a lot of time watching film. And we kind of had some of their tendencies, I think, pretty well down.
The end of the journey is bittersweet, but
it's sad to see that we're not going to be practicing next week, but we won the state title, so, I mean, you can't go out in a better way.
And so a magical season for the Hornets with so much hype around it going in ends exactly the way they thought it could all along. At Camp Randall, bring home a gold ball. In Madison, Matt Infield, News Channel 7 Sports.